What's up, y'all? Welcome back to These Talks Are Taboo. I'm Low-Key Lise. Justin.
Coach Justin in the building. The best. Hold on, give myself a round of applause.
Are you going to introduce? wait.
Give yourself a round of
round of applause.
Can we boo? We have a boo track?
No. No booze. Positive vibes only.
Okay, all right.
We have the lovely to my left.
Lissette de la Rosa.
And then
Can you say it like that, Jeff?
No, I wouldn't even try. I never could do the
Can't roll your R's?
No.
The R's?
Me either.
Really?
No.
Okay.
And then
The not so lovely.
And then the lovely to my
I don't
left.
have much to say to you today.
I understand. It's real beef going on.
I think we need to tap into that.
No, I think we don't.
We will.
Patrick Ryan, proud to be here. Pleasure to be here. Honored to be here.
Yeah, thank y'all for coming. So it's been a lot going on. It's been a while since we... Wait.
Put some shit out, yeah.
Yeah, since we put some
I don't.
shit out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. It's been a minute since we put some shit. I want to say some shit.
Why?
I'm hoping we
get
can.
right to it.
I'm hoping we can
Something.
cuss on this. If we can't cuss, I'm on the wrong fucking show. I'm just letting you know that now.
Get right to it.
All right, so
Yeah,
all
I
right,
never
let me
got
tell
that.
y'all. So the men have been on my body lately, y'all, and it's been after. So I posted on my close friends. If you're in there, you know. That somebody wants to pay my bills, and then after that, everybody started trying to pay my bills. Like if that's all I had to do. But I want y'all, I want y'all's opinion. Like, what's the difference between like tricking and then just being generous? Because somebody asked me like, "Oh, that's all that it takes." Like, no, it's not all it takes, but it's a step
Well, when all it takes for what?
to fuck with me.
To fuck with you. Okay.
When you say to fuck with you, what does that mean?
Like to get her attention, right?
To get my attention.
to,
Like,
like,
yeah, it's not
fuck
all
with
it takes, but like it's a step. Asking me what bill I need to pay.
Okay, so
the answer is all, but
So they like leading with that.
yeah,
Like with Bill.
It was like
oh, I don't stand a chance.
I
out
wasn't.
here.
Not with me.
Oh, trust me. You are not that lucky. You're lucky and blessed, but not that blessed.
Okay, I'm gonna read y'all the messages. It was like
Oh, hey, we getting some content here.
It was
we getting
a
the tea.
series of me not responding.
Is this DM?
Text.
Text.
So you gave him the.
I was gonna say, how did we get to the number exchange?
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so this is somebody that I had talked to previously, and it just wasn't like. It wasn't given that. It really actually gave that he had a secret family. So I'm like, I'm gonna let that go. And so
Was he
then
Dominican?
you know what? No, but I
She's
think
Dominican, y'all. This is not.
I'm
She's not
Dominican.
racist.
It's a joke.
no, but he's
It's
Haitian.
an internal joke.
He's Haitian. Yes, he's
Okay.
Haitian.
Close.
That's close.
Oh wow.
And-
You are terrible.
Geographically, it is.
And so it was a series of me not responding, and then he texted me and said, "I'm trying to spend some time and money on you." I didn't really respond to that. And then he said, "What bill I got to pay?" And then I said, then I responded like, "Oh,
And then his response was, "That's all it takes."
no." So when I posted it on my close friends, somebody was like, "That's all it takes."
Was that another guy trying to like?
Another
talk
guy,
to you?
yeah, yeah. But then he followed up with, "Well, which bill do you need paid?"
Wow.
So I was like, "No, it's not all it
Wait,
takes."
so you got two dudes about to pay your bills?
Hopefully,
What? Tell them one of my bills and place it one of your bills.
huh?
Tell them one of my bills instead of one of yours.
No, Justin,
Lord.
you're the bill payer.
Wow.
I actually don't know. I'm sitting here thinking about receiving that message, right? Like, and letting that sit in with me. I feel like I wouldn't have a problem with someone that I know or that I'm interacting with that understands what my life is and perhaps my struggle at whatever time I'm struggling with, or knows that by paying, taking care of something would allow me to get something else. I get that. But for someone to come and approach me
with that as
and
the intro.
and saying it like, which bill I gotta pay, it's very offensive to me. I would be like, what does that even mean? Like, not so much from our perspective of how we're receiving it, because I would probably laugh, right? Like, or probably like, oh, what is this? But where is that person in their mind? Like, what is his version of me? What is he looking at that he's thinking that maybe if I approach her like this?
But that could just be a cultural difference, though. What you're saying, because
That's true.
not. I mean, in all seriousness, sometimes Lisa makes post, joking like that, or
Right,
not, and
right.
not just Lisa, just like mostly every girl I follow is damn near
Right,
that's
right.
single. Like they make posts like, oh, I want the random Zelle. I want you to just send me.
Don't tell me Zell me.
Don't tell me
Right,
Zelle.
right, right,
So there's
right,
little
right.
like memes and things, and then the city girls and how they rap, and if you ain't buying Chanel and Birkin, can't afford that, but I might be able to pay a cable bill. That's what, $47? No, not cable.
No, that's like 300 these days. Shit.
My
Not
cable
cable.
is illegal. It's 30.
I'm about to say you hooked up with my cousin Ernie P.
I got cable killers. Shit, this is not
Shit.
bad.
Hulu with live TV is
Man,
60.
Yeah,
that
so
shit-
but I say that to say it's like, a couple $100 ain't like a bag. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, again, like I don't see a problem with somebody that's already in your life. Like, let's talking about it and being like, even if it's a joke, like maybe I got that, or like, oh, I can't go out tomorrow.
But you're
like,
saying
what
if
you
for it to be the initial approach, it's like, why do you think
don't approach
that?
me like that? We're gonna have a fucking problem.
So I have a question.
really.
Oh yeah, don't approach me like that. I'm not. Don't do that.
Share as much obviously as you want to, but this is taboo talk. So, but you're not like how seriously do you take that in terms of like a connection to that person, or is it just, you know what I mean, or is it just
nothing.
fun? Is it just for fun and like?
If I don't like you, I don't like you. So it's like I already wasn't responding. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to send me some money, you can send me some money for sure. That's not going to get you anywhere.
Right.
It's going to make me happy, obviously, because I like extra money, but it's not going to get you in the dough because you're still you.
Right.
But I guess what I'm asking is, would you even take them seriously? Serious, like someone that you would actually be into.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of what she's saying.
I think it depends on the person. In this situation, no.
Okay.
But if it was
already not
like,
responding, right?
yeah, I was already not responding. So it was like, you already threw me off anyway. But if it was like somebody that I was interested in, and it's like, you're just really trying to be a manly man and take care of me and all this, then yeah, I would take that person seriously.
So is that the difference between tricking and just being generous, if the girl likes you or not?
I think too, it's like, what can you afford though? You got to live within your means. And so spending money on somebody, like, that's cool. And everybody say that's tricking, but it's really, really not. If you could do it within your means. Now, it becomes tricking when you're overspending and now you can't pay your own shit because you done bought this, and that for this person and for multiple people. A lot of places like in the South and stuff, it is common for a man to have more than one woman, and as they can have as many women as they can afford.
Is Filmo in the South?
That's common too. That's common.
That's kind of how it is in Dominican Republic, or was back in previous generations, and that's hence the joke. Earlier.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're like, if you could afford it. But I also think that, for us women, I feel like tricking is if the relationship depends on it.
That's where I'm going with it. That's definitely where
That's
I'm going
tricking.
with it.
I'm sorry.
No, you go, sis. I want
I'm
to hear
saying
you.
like if I'm like
But you can trick without a relationship at all.
no.
But you
I
said
think
that's
it's intention.
Is it like
Not a
transactional?
relationship.
I think it's
like a
intention,
transactional thing.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. It's intention.
So if you're emotionally, if you have any type of feelings or emotions to me, then there's no way I can trick on you.
No, she's saying like, if I'm only texting back because you tricking.
So yeah,
then-
I think, in my opinion, as someone who actually, there are certain people in the Bay Area that actually might label me as such because they don't know shit about my situations, right? To me, it comes down to, is it transactional? And I'm just talking about just a bill for sex. I'm talking about a bill for attention, for a response, whatever. I'm very adamant that I'm not a trick. I'm a generous, successful motherfucker who, if I'm involved with somebody and I can help them, whether it's financially, whether it's with some, game, or whether it's whatever it is, I'm going to do that as long as that person also fills my cup. I've never in my life said what you had. I'm offering you this for you to pay attention to me or to give me some pussy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Never in my motherfucking life.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
So let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah, please.
So let's
we
say
did that all morning and you lost, so we might as well do it for the people.
We're going to tap into this. We are tapping into this beef.
So let's say, because you said, as long as they're filling my cup, the thing with that is everybody's filling my cup is relative.
Absolutely.
So
a great question.
I might be paying you, but I might not even want to fuck. I might just like I might be married, right?
I'm not doing that.
Of course, but I'm hypothetically, like there's people that are married that have a side piece that they're financially taken care of just for the conversation that they're not getting with their wife. So that's technically filling the cup.
Is that part of it? Yeah,
that's
I think it depends on the person. Like there's I heard that there's
I know what that means.
I've heard
You have
that there's
a friend.
A friend of mine.
that won't do this.
My auntie's sister's
Like,
cousin's nephew.
Exactly, that some college girls go on there and
Wait.
I miss.
You're not just gonna speed by that. So there's a site that college girls go on to.
that college girls go on, and it's called
Wait, don't blow the spot up. Is this like an underground thing?
no,
Okay.
it's called Seeking Arrangement, and it's specifically for like younger women who are not financially stable and
Escorts.
older men who are
Escorts.
and no.
Okay. Prostitute.
There, it's like a sugar daddy site, basically. But people will like on their profiles. So I heard people will specifically state the type of
Services they offer.
the type of relationship that they're interested in.
Right.
So some men will say like, I expect to be able to do this, and some men will say, well, like I just want the conversation and blah blah blah.
Really?
And that's like,
Is this legal?
yeah, it's not prostitution.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
Right, it does. I'm glad you're with me though.
Straight up sounds.
I'm glad you're with me here. Because
It's
Patrick
not.
over there acting like he's just so oblivious to this.
I know. I know.
really
I
not.
actually have stories of my.
You also have a friend that.
No, it's not my friend, but it's your former boss's best friend. Who is on SugarDaddy.com.
It's a real thing.
I never knew this. I always thought this
Oh
was
my
like a
God!
joke.
You got
real
me. How
thing.
many jobs?
So my friend may have gone. My friend may have gone on a date, and it was like
Where'd you guys go?
they went to Pebble Beach, but it was like like the guy literally just wanted to like walk around and talk and
If everyone is aware and everyone is involved
What
with
it
what's
is.
happening,
Right.
of what it is,
It should be nothing wrong.
it should be nothing wrong with that.
agree.
The tricking for me is when one person is not aware that the other person is expecting that just is like it's just transactional, and this person thinks that there's more interest other than what
Than
they're
what it
offering.
is, yeah.
And that is not just, I don't see that happening just in romantic relationships. That also happens with friends.
with friends.
That's a
too.
fact.
There are friends that only hang out with you because they know
a
you're
fact.
going to pay.
That's a fact.
And for
Or because
me,
they
that's-
know who you know, or they know who you know, or where you can go. Like,
I call
for sure.
those social diggers.
I
You
like
know
that.
somebody.
Oh, I know.
social diggers.
I know a few of those too.
Yeah, they're social diggers. So it's like they also it happens not just in romantic relationships, and I feel like the tricking part is just like for when I say cheating is only if one person doesn't know. If everybody's aware of what the arrangement is, it's not cheating. So
Yep, you can't beat an
I hear what you're
understanding.
saying, but I'm sorry, Lisa.
No, go ahead.
I don't know if I totally agree with that. To me, again, it comes down. I mean, both are transactional. To me, the transactional piece is what it comes down to, right? Like, if it's not both people are genuinely into the other person, to me, it's tricking. In other words, in scenarios that I might have been labeled as that, people don't know how much that person was giving to me, or how much that person was doing for me, or
Yeah.
how much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or how strong the bond was, where whatever I was doing was based on me looking out for somebody, A, that I could afford to look out for, and B, because again, there was such an exchange, not
In other ways.
not this for that, but both people are pouring
Yeah.
into each other.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm financially more successful than most people I date, but that person can give to me in other ways, and I'm not even just talking about sex. I'm talking about emotionally,
Emotionally,
For sure.
all of that.
support
Yeah.
and just lifting my load, making my life easier, right? And as soon as it doesn't, because I've been in situations where I've been very generous, and then somebody isn't doing that, and all of a sudden I'm cutting shit off. I'm not helping with shit, financially or otherwise. Because again, to me, it's tricking if only one person is giving.
Yeah.
That's to
No
me,
matter
that's-
what the giving is.
No matter
it's
what the
like,
giving is.
Right.
Yeah. If it's only one sided,
If it's
then
one-sided,
It's
and
one-sided.
and that person's doing it just to keep that person connected to them or interested in them, that's tricking to me. You know, and that's what I'm standing by that.
I agree with that. I honestly don't think I could be in a situation to where it's like one person is just giving. Like I'm not a taker at all.
Right.
I'm more so a giver. So it's like I would be uncomfortable
Yeah.
with somebody just giving, and I'm never doing anything in return
Exactly.
In any way, right?
in any way. Like
yeah,
just because
Yep. And it's ironic because I've given more to men in the Bay Area than I've given to women.
I could see
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I've given way more to men, and all of them fucked it up. You know what I mean? But my point of saying that is to say that, you know, from the outside, and okay, and that's another subject we may or may not, but I've dated younger recently, and there is a perception when
The two
that-
of those go together.
what's that?
The two of those kind of are thought
Well,
to go
what
together.
I was going to say is, yes, that they go together. So if I'm walking around with a younger girl, obviously a lot of people are going to be, oh, that must be her sugar daddy or something like that. But
easy. That's a very
but
easy
it's a
assumption.
very- until
Yeah.
they see that interaction and they see how she's all over me. Because usually in the sugar daddy type situations, they're not all
that.
over. And there's
Yeah.
no, like, that shit goes
You can
away.
spot it.
You can spot
Yeah.
it.
You can
right?
spot
You
it.
can see when it's genuine.
Nah, I don't know. I think the good ones can play that role, bro.
There are good
possible.
ones. There
That's
are
possible.
good ones.
No.
It's possible.
No, bro. I think so.
That's possible.
You know what this, like, just listening to y'all talk, it's just like these labels that we put on people, it's all relative at the end of
It
the day.
is, definitely.
Yep.
So how much stock do you guys put in someone else's review of a person that you haven't met yet? Y'all get what I'm saying?
No.
No.
If you've never met Lissette, Lisa, and Patrick, you've never met Lissette, but you guys know me, I'm gonna introduce you guys, so I'm gonna give you the full rundown on Lissette. From my perspective, how much stock do you put into that? Not much, a lot, none at all.
Well, from you, I'm gonna put great stock into
Yeah.
it. But from the if it's from other people I
was
don't
a
know,
compliment. Thank
I
you,
don't
brother.
give a. I'm always gonna let that person
Show me who
show
they
me
are.
who they are, right?
That's
But if
dope.
it's one of y'all who I trust and value and
Yeah.
you know, and shares the same, we have the same values.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna listen to that. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm
a
gonna
good
definitely put some stock into that.
That's exactly my response. My response is it depends on
Who the messenger is.
Yes, exactly. It depends on how much respect I have on that person's opinion.
Yes.
And even then, I would always have room for that person to be as human as they can be.
Because the whole time everybody's explaining, and I don't even think I explain what I think tricking is, but when I'm listening to you guys, I'm just thinking of all the devil's advocate answers to kind of, dispute what you guys are saying. And it's like, damn, this all goes back to perspective.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is?
Yeah. What do you think it is? And don't hold your devil's advocate shit back.
I think tricking is what Lisa explained with the guy just doing with her. No response, no nothing. So now I'm going to try to use,
Right.
I'm going to just pay for your,
Transactional.
yeah, I'm going to, I don't even want to say the word, I'm just going to pay for your attention.
Yep.
Even if it's just that initial 200 or
Even if it was just for a second.
yeah, like, once you do that, I think, yeah, now you cutting off. But if it, like, again, I'm somebody, when I go out with my friends, I'm going to pay for my friends as long as I got it. You know what I mean? I'm going to buy drinks for everybody. I don't care if you standing
No
next to me
thanks.
most of the time.
But that's being generous.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's a thin
Yeah.
line.
Bought me
Because,
There's
pizza
a-
today.
huh?
You bought me pizza today.
Yeah, no, but I want my money back. No, I'm joking.
We're going to tap into this beef.
Oh,
We're tapping into this.
but so I think, because I think about that all the time. It's like when I'm dating somebody, I'm not gonna expect you to pay for anything. One thing,
This is what I want to get into.
one thing is, I'm proud to be able to do that because I wasn't always.
Right.
And for two, I'd like to make people feel good, and you know what I mean. And I know I know, especially today's times, not everybody has it extra or whatever. And I'm not even saying I do, but like, I mean, I'm most likely gonna pay when we go out unless Patrick is there because we're gonna fight to pay.
I've struggled with that.
What?
for being on the receiving end of.
Same here.
Like
I'm not good at receiving.
Yeah, I'm not
anything.
good at receiving.
I am not like I have a really hard time with in relationships, and I think you might know a little bit of this. I don't know. I feel like when my partners, I've always been very strong on like 50-50.
Yeah, I do know that about you.
Like
Yeah, for sure.
and for a long time, I feel like I have been. First of all, I don't have that energy where people come to me and like guys. I've dated pretty rich people, right? And not like. I think I got a water bottle once because we went to like a very freaking fancy event, and there were like celebrities there. And I was like, oh, I don't know, like one of the vendors at the place like gave him what I'm like, and I'm a swag queen. I love swag. I don't care. I'm the one that goes to events and leaves with a bag full of water bottles.
She says swag queen. I say nerd.
I'm not like I have about 45 different water bottles. Whatever.
You're gonna have a souvenir. Okay?
Whatever. But that's the only thing that, and if I was to ever share, like, oh, I dated this person, and they're like, oh, so I'm sure they got you.
Right,
and I was
right,
like,
right.
I got a water bottle because I almost like snatched it. So I also don't have that energy. There are people, there are women or men that you meet and they're like, oh, immediately the guys are like, here, like, here's a bag. Here's your, like,
sure.
I don't have the energy and I don't know where it's come from. And I feel like maybe it's very clear that those things make me uncomfortable. Like I said earlier, if somebody approaches me with like, let me pay your bill, I'm most likely going to be offended. Now, for me, I had to do work and a lot of healing and a lot of thinking about that and where that came from. So then I could open up in my relationships and allow
Let somebody be generous.
and let somebody be generous because it's something that I wanted. I just didn't know how to receive
How
it.
to receive it. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you got something?
No, go ahead.
Did what made you want to make that change? Did you any of your partners ever make was that kind of a turn off to them? Because I would look at that as somebody like because you're an independent woman, right? And strong, and it's like he's trying to introduce you to your soft girl era. Isn't that what you guys call
Pretty
it?
soft.
So I'm saying, did that kind of bother him though? Like, bro, let me do for you. I think that would throw me off a little bit.
No.
Pete, what do you think?
Well, so first of all, the idea that, and I know this is the Bay Area, and we've made pimp, player, gangster shit popular culture. Right? Man, I talk about it all the time, and my generation did that, so I don't blame anybody but us. But at the same time, the idea that as a man, you gonna take a woman out and not pick up the bill,
It's crazy.
you can talk all the motherfucking shit you want to talk about me till your motherfucking the sun shines and sets. I don't give a fuck. A motherfucking man take a woman out to dinner, you pick up the motherfucking bill. Period. Now, if you don't have it, that's a conversation y'all have, and you express to the woman that I'm in transition. I'm trying to get, and a good woman is gonna realize that and either go half with you or go to motherfucking in and out. Whatever you got to do, or you're gonna cook at home. Whatever you got to do, but the genuineness, the authenticity is what matters to me, and it is, as Justin says, it is fun and exciting and dope to be able to have an exchange with somebody, not a transactional exchange, just an exchange of personalities, and y'all vibing together, and you might want to go to dinner, you might want to go shopping. It feels good to be able to do for your significant other or somebody you really, really fucking with.
Yeah.
But as soon as somebody introduces it as they're expecting that, or I've had plenty of young women that I've interacted with that Justin and I know about a situation that just came up where money starts getting talked about like at dinner. Well, now, okay.
That's insane.
Yeah, now it's weird.
Now you cut off because I'm not a trick.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if we had been dealing with each other for a time and something came up where I can help, I'm a fucking help.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm a motherfucking man.
Right.
Yeah.
In the truest sense of that word. So I don't know if that answers your question, Justin, but it's like it's something that feels good to be able to do for somebody you love. Or not even love. You might just be vibing with them.
Yeah. And I think that has been that's what made me realize that I'm a giver.
Yeah.
I'm a giver, and I've been tricked for energy, not just money, but energy.
That's a
People
bar.
have tricked me for
Yes.
energy
a bar.
and that's something that I literally I cut people off this year.
I'm
like,
more careful than that than money, to be honest.
woo,
with you.
Yeah.
yes,
Right. No, I am.
Yeah.
too.
Oh my God.
I am too.
I have people, and now I could feel it is so strong because now that I do these healing classes, people go to my classes and they want to become friends and they want to get that energy and
Yeah.
that healing from
For
me
free.
All the time.
at all time, and it's draining. But what made me realize that I needed to work on that and allow myself to be more open is because I felt that I wasn't getting the same in return. And I'm because I
Exactly.
feel like, and not just in relationships and with my partners, in general, I'm like, if I'm gonna go see you, if I'm going to your house, I'm gonna bring you some. You know what I mean? It's
Might be small.
it's
Might be a
elegance.
trinket.
Listen,
Yeah.
there's a lot of elegance in having and being generous,
Yeah.
right? With your friends. I'm an abundant person. I am.
Talk that shit. Sis.
No, I live in abundance. I live in abundance, right? Like, and if I could, and not just financially, but with energy, with wisdom, with information, with connections, in every way, I'm an abundant person. So if I feel like I felt that I was giving, and I felt not only that I wasn't receiving, that I felt uncomfortable when it was my time to receive. I was like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. I can't blame anybody but myself.
Yeah.
For allowing.
For not allowing. I remember my first bonus at this company I worked for, it was like my family. My first bonus, my first year working there, I said no. And my boss was like, "You're so fucking annoying."
Was that me?
Yes. I
That
was
sounds like something I'd say.
I said, no, I felt uncomfortable receiving a bonus that I earned.
And why? I think that's
It's
a
deep.
big thing to tap into is like,
I did.
why do you feel, or why did you feel uncomfortable in that moment? Was it like imposter syndrome, or did you feel like it was,
No, I feel like somehow, and I can, with all the work that I did with this, right? I don't think I necessarily came to a point where it was a clear moment, like, oh, because this happened, this is
happening.
why. No, it was like at some point, or maybe it was something that I grew up seeing, or growing up in a culture where men, if they could afford it, they could have all these women, or could do whatever they want. I don't know, honestly, but I do know that it came from it gave me the feeling that if I received, I was going to have to either sacrifice something about myself or give
do something
back.
else? Yeah.
And
In that situation,
no, it wasn't.
Not that.
No. But it wasn't. It was at that situation. It wasn't aware. There was
I
no
got it.
awareness.
It was just a
in general.
default.
just
It was
like-
a default setting.
That's
It was
what,
a
that's
setting.
the root of it all.
That was the
though.
root. The root of it all was like, and I'm somebody that I like my freedom in every way possible, in every way possible. So, feeling that, in some situations, I came down to the root, and it was receiving something made me feel like I had to give a freedom, a part of me,
Some part of you.
something
In exchange.
in exchange. And I never really won unconsciously, but I was okay with naturally giving. Let me give because I'm comfortable with that.
Right.
But when somebody's giving me, I'm like, okay, what?
Do you think it has anything to do with control?
Probably. Which part? The receiving or the?
Just being, because I'm literally in therapy for this. Even when I started my company, it was like that was one of my biggest fears. It's like I'm not good at receiving compliments. I'm not good at receiving anything, help, anything. And I think the reason is because the moment you do, I automatically just feel obligated to return something in some way. Like if you do something for me, you now have one up on me I kind of relinquished control of our relationship.
Right. No, for me it was just like my own personal freedom.
But freedom and control might go hand in hand, right?
But feeling like I have, and this I'm gonna go a little bit more into detail. I wanted to have the freedom to do and give that based on my own level and understanding.
Or
Like not that because you gave me something.
But you can take
Now I have to give more.
Right. I didn't want that to be the case. Like I didn't want that to feel like.
So you can take the word freedom out and just and replace it with control, and the sentence says the same thing, right?
No, because I don't feel like I would lose control if I lose my freedom.
I think I'm with Justin on this one. It feels like it's very similar.
I think so.
Control
I just think the word control has a
Not
negative
controlling
connotation.
them, control of yourself, control of your own
of the
destiny,
situation,
control
like you
of
say.
the situation, control of your actions.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
I was
Right.
okay. I was
Yeah, so
looking
Your
at
level
it.
of comfortability is
Got
like
it.
I'm comfortable with giving this much, and then if you guys give me this, then now I
Now
feel
I
like
have to-
I have to up the
Exactly.
ante. I have to give you more.
Exactly.
Or-
Or
or-
less, or whatever.
Or
It's just
control
now-
some parts of myself, or surrender some parts of. Okay, I was when I heard the word controlled, I immediately thought about me controlling of the other
Right, yeah,
person.
no,
Yeah. No,
also
no.
control
Got
of
it.
the situation of what this is.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, for sure. I just.
Yeah, it is.
I just didn't want to. Yeah, I just didn't want to lose any type of freedoms. I wanted to.
That's interesting.
Go, or I don't know, maybe if by you giving me something it was gonna have to, I felt that I had to stay in that situation. It's like,
Yeah.
or not
how-
being worthy of, or I couldn't say certain things, or I couldn't, do certain things, and this is not just in relationships too, but
Right.
when even applying
I mean,
it in relationships.
Or you take the jobs example you use. Now you give me this bonus for X amount of dollars. How can I ever feel comfortable quitting this job in the future?
Right,
did.
Well,
right, which I didn't.
Newsflash.
Plot twist.
I'm glad.
Much later though.
But no, I get exactly what you're saying, and I wonder that all the time. It's like, what is the root to my issues with receive? I don't even like asking for help. She'll tell you like
Yeah, no, I'm the same way.
one of my biggest issues is like the initial ask, like, hey, I need help with this.
Yeah, and it's like, stop doing that shit.
But
Stop drowning. And you be up to your neck
Here we
with
go.
tasks and shit to do. And you have a whole bunch of people around you that you could use as resources, and you just want to not ask for help, which is insane, because 9 times out of 10, the people that you have around you that are willing to help you are not hesitating to ask you for help.
very
So why are you being hesitant?
I offer my help too.
God.
Yeah, and he don't accept.
He did. He didn't accept that
I
shit
have
either.
fresh off. I was fresh off of
Yep.
a job. I was
Yeah.
doing nothing in my house. I said, I'll come
Never
here.
heard from him.
I was like, I'll come
Never
here and
heard
make
from him, huh?
coffee or whatever
This
you
was
want me
not
to help you
supposed to turn
organize.
into like a Justin intervention.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yes,
it's
it is.
always a just an intervention.
Well, I have a real hard time with receiving too, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. My giving, there's people that I've had relationships where there was, generosity involved who have then tried to like throw it in my face, like as if I was trying to control, but I was never. When I give, it really does come from a place of trying to see somebody win, and. My path was such a, which all of you know my path and my story, it was such a struggle that being in the position I'm in now, if I can help people, I do. I really
Yeah.
do.
But I've pulled way back on that because I get so little from people. And when Jess and I was talking about it a week ago, I literally get asked for money once or twice every week. And I'm not talking about from women. And that if a woman ever asks me for money, I'm not going to be with that woman.
Yeah.
That just is not, because I'm not a trick. But I get asked from the village that I grew up in, because I'm the one who made it, once or twice a week, damn near. And the shit is exhausting. Now, there's some people who ask me for money that I'm happy to give to, because I know, because they don't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I know they really need it, and they fill my cup up. You know what I mean? They look out for me. They check in on me. But I'm talking about, I hear from people that need money that I ain't heard of ever. And it might be a recurring thing, like, and I'm like, yo, we got to figure something out where you can pay your own fucking bills.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, but it doesn't feel good. So I have pulled back on that. But the reason I'm saying piggyback on what you says is that I also have a problem with receiving. Partially because, like Justin, I won't ask for anything, but I do think, and again, I'm not talking about gifts. I'm talking about just whatever.
Just whatever, yeah.
Support, emotional support,
Yeah.
whatever. I feel like, and Justin, I wonder if this is the same for you. I don't feel like I should have to ask for anything. If you are close to me and you watching me, and you see, I'm a single dad. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing laundry, I'm working, I'm driving back and forth from Oakland to San Francisco every fucking day. You see my lifestyle. Offer something, even if it's just emotional support to lighten my motherfucking load. I don't want to have to ask you for it.
Even if it's just the simple fact of going out of your way to not inconvenience me.
Bam.
Come on.
There you go.
Like
That
that
part.
Be my
There you
biggest
go.
thing. It's like, bro,
That
There
part.
you go. Or pull on me.
You
Right.
know how much I have going on. You're gonna throw this fucking curveball at me at this
Yeah.
moment, bro.
Exactly.
After all that triggers me, bro. Like
No,
that
for
is
sure.
oh, bro. See y'all getting me there.
Let's go.
Y'all getting me there.
No, that's
No,
real.
but I just feel like because what it makes me feel is it makes me feel unappreciated, and then it's like that's the worst thing you can do to a man. Some people feel like it's cheating on them and all that. I feel like when you make me feel unappreciated because again I go above and
Unseen.
beyond.
That's for humans, not
Unseen.
just men.
Yeah.
But women can be vulnerable, men can't.
That's untrue.
That's very false.
Like, don't say that.
Well, how y'all gonna tell us what's false for us?
What do you mean you
whoa,
can't be
whoa, whoa.
vulnerable?
Why can't you be vulnerable?
That's not
Men
even-
can't be
that's not even
vulnerable.
like
What is it
up for
about?
Maybe
debate.
rephrase it.
You
You can rephrase it.
Society
I
does
said
not.
exactly what I meant.
Society
what do you
does
mean?
not-
Men and women, humans in
Wait, can he
general,
talk?
have the
He's
same
trying to be vulnerable. You just proved our point.
have the
He's trying to
same
explain it to you,
have
and
the
you guys are
same
telling us
ability to be vulnerable.
That is not true.
Just because we don't think we good now, we still beefing. But I we agree with you.
Okay, go ahead, be vulnerable.
Look, here's the thing. What I think my good brother is saying is
Oh, now he's a good brother.
he is for this point. Next fucking subject, I'm on his ass. Pause.
Hey, yo.
Look, society still to this day, it has advanced a little bit, but it is still not promoted for men to be vulnerable. And I would also submit to my beautiful queens next to me on each side of me that sometimes to this day women don't react well to when men are vulnerable. Can I
100%.
get an amen over there?
Amen.
That's 100%.
Yeah,
That's
And
true.
you would be
I agree with
surprised
that.
because women will say they want that, and then you're that,
Yep.
and they get turned off by
Yeah,
it.
we talked about it. We talked about it the other day for sure.
I mean, and especially when you're a strong motherfucker like we are. Like, I've been deeply vulnerable as you just getting to know me, but you two know all I've gone through the past few years. And at my worst or my most difficult challenges, especially over the past year when the place flooded and that, the person that was supposed to be there was not there for me
Right.
in the way that they should have been. So he's not wrong. The men's vulnerability is still something that is not there yet.
Y'all both taking deep breaths. Say something.
I just
Well-
felt like it was. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you go.
I just felt like it was the way.
I worded it,
Yes.
but I said
As
the
if
same
it was
shit.
like a physical.
You said
say I
that
did
like
better than
like
him.
men
You
don't
can say
have the
that.
ability to do it,
right.
But really, what you're trying to say is like it's not as accepted
Acceptable.
for
Yeah.
men to do it.
I get
More
that.
than that, not just not accepted, it is something that actually can push.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jess, you finish it.
So going through therapy and shit, like I was just having this conversation too. Going through therapy and shit, it's like I'm like an open book, right? To the point to where it's like at least I feel like it. It's to the point to where it's like I don't really have much to hide at this point because I'm laying all. I want you to know exactly who you're dealing with. That's not common for women that I've come into contact with as of late. So I think it intimidates them in a way to where it's like, what the fuck is going on? This must be some form of game.
Well, haven't you been criticized for it?
Oh,
Straight up?
1,000%. I've been called emotional. I've been called clingy. I've been called all these things just because I'm trying to. It could be something as small as texting a girl every day.
So it's not received. It's not being received well. It's
That's-
not that you
yeah.
can't be vulnerable.
Well, that's,
I think it's
You
just the
actually-
wrong person.
Whoa. Don't play semantics, bro. A part of me being allowed to be vulnerable,
Yeah.
it has to be received.
That's exactly my point.
Yeah, so that's exactly my point from the beginning when I said we
Which,
aren't allowed to be.
But I
No, I
think
get it,
also
but
too,
I'm just rephrasing, and I'm kind of okay. So the reason why I was against it and said that's not true, it was because I felt that when you said men can't be.
Like we don't have the ability.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're proving that you are a vulnerable person, and the wording is not that you can be, but it's not
Allowed.
It's not being received
by the other person.
by the other person, or society. It's not as accepted as it is for
It is.
women.
I'm piggybacking on the semantics because
It
if
is
you
semantics.
keep getting that, if you are vulnerable and you keep getting repelled or pushed back or criticized or whatever, you get to a place where you say, I can't be
do
this way.
anymore.
Well, you're not going to lose your ability to be vulnerable. You
Obviously,
just may
Lisa,
not want to.
I'm not. My brain doesn't fucking fry.
well, no,
That's
well,
not
that's
I'm
what
saying.
she's saying, though.
But
that
that's semantics.
Okay, I got
was
it.
Okay.
No, we got. I think
All
we
right.
got
The
it.
moral of the story is, y'all women ain't shit. No, I'm just
no, Justin. I want to go back to what you said about.
Did you take a note?
No,
Oh, I was about to say.
No, she just got a text to pay her bill.
checking my cash app. No, I'm just playing. I want to go back to what you were saying about when you're dating someone, you don't expect them to pay for anything, right?
Okay.
And I dated.
Well, I didn't say that, but go ahead.
No, Justin said it.
Justin said it.
okay.
Yeah.
I dated somebody like that, but also it was like I still paid for stuff. Like he paid for a majority of the things, but not because I'm like, you better pay for every single thing.
right.
But it's like, yeah, sometimes like I just want to show you that I appreciate everything that you do, so I'm gonna pay for this. I'm gonna get
would
this.
love-
I got
Yeah.
this.
That's
Like, you know what I'm
dope.
saying?
That's dope as fuck.
Sure.
Have you ever been in a situation where you paid for most things?
Yes, I did, and that is why I'm not anymore because I never want to feel like I'm just doing, and I'm like you said, I'm not even getting the emotional aspect. I'm over here in shambles.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not.
That's that
I'm on
part.
Justin's ass about not asking for help, but I'm the same way. I don't ask for help. I suffer in silence a lot, but I feel like, yeah, if you're a person who's around me, you know what I'm going through, you know what I'm dealing with, you know. Just tap in, check in, send me money for Starbucks or something like that. Like, you know, or actually I like Red Bulls. Bring me some Red Bulls. Like, but if I'm not even getting those little things, because I really don't require much. I don't ask for gifts for my birthday for real. Like, people ask me what I want. I never have an idea. I don't know. I was always the kid in my family that like got the weak ass Christmas gifts because my Christmas list was that weak. Like, I just didn't know what to ask for and I didn't feel comfortable asking for stuff. So if you're not doing those little things that I like, it's like we can't even, no.
Have you ever been in a situation where you paid for most, or you were the breadwinner?
Yeah, for sure. And that didn't bother me as much than being also the person that took care of everything else as well.
Right.
It wasn't the money
Right.
for me because when you are in a partnership and a relationship, like you said earlier, sometimes, you know, your partner's not gonna have it at that particular moment, right? And it's a partnership, and you look at it as the end goal. If we're working towards something, right now, this is what I could bring to the table. If I could bring more financially to the table, as you're working, putting all the work in for us both to move towards that goal, I'm okay with that. But what bothered me was me bringing the financials and also making the goals. You know, keeping the
Keeping track
emotional-
of everything.
keeping track of everything, keeping the emotional stability in the house. That's that part. Like I could have, it wasn't the money. It was just everything else that I had to
Everything else.
carry.
Yeah.
You
So
know, that made me think about Tabitha Brown. She retired her husband, and it was so much buzz on social media like, oh my gosh, she's going to be living off of her and blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, I have not worked for years because my husband believed in my dream and I wanted to do this. Like, I just started making money in the last couple of years. So yeah, I'm going to retire him. He's worked for all of this time so that I can do
That's fire.
what I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
dope.
I believe 100% in that. And it's like there are so many things that men could bring to the table that's just not money. A good old peace of mind.
Okay.
You know?
Now?
And I'm not saying that, okay, I'm going to get with somebody that has no goals, no whatever, and they're just home playing video games. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if we have goals and you working towards something, and that's something that you're working on is going to take us somewhere, and if I have the ability to bring this more so we could get there faster, as you working on your shit and I'm working on mine, yes. And throw a little piece of mine in there. You know what I'm saying?
Be my piece.
Be my piece.
And that goes both ways. I agree with that. That's absolutely. But I still, and maybe this is just being a 54-year-old white dude. I don't know, but I do still believe that, you know, a man should be a provider, and that's probably toxic masculinity nowadays. That's probably what it's called. But I don't know. I just feel like.
I feel like a man. I feel a man could provide. Yeah, I get it, and I love that if you got it right.
Right.
But if you are, let's say you are a man, and this is why sometimes we have a lot of men that are providers that are at home not being able to provide, being depressed. Feeling devalued, feeling like what's the word? Emasculated, because they don't understand that you can be a provider, and there are other things that there's value and other things that you could provide as well, and it's not
absolutely
not
and
just money,
absolutely,
right?
and like, you know, I won't. This one I can't say, but somebody related to me, very close to me, is a woman, and she's the breadwinner in the household, and I talked to her about, you know, that's okay. So it's not like I don't believe it. I'm just saying my instincts are going to always be to provide.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, like, I don't, in the gender roles, like, I don't feel I'm going to contribute in the house. I'm going to pick up my own shit. My mom, you know, my mom taught me how to do laundry young. She's like, look, I work, motherfucker. Do your own.
Do your own.
So I'm the greatest laundry doer in the history of the world. I do laundry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, I got some.
I don't mind doing laundry. I hate folding. Ooh, child.
It's really the folding for me.
The folding
I honestly wish it would just fold
It's
itself.
just about staying on top of it. You just got to make the transition from the washer to the dryer, from the dryer to the fold. People leave the shit in the washer, shit get all musty, and they leave the shit in the dryer and it won't come out all wrinkly. You just got to stay on top of it, man.
It's me. People. I be forgetting that I have stuff in the dryer.
That's
it's
most
just
people. But that's where OCD kicks in and helps you. Because you know you got that shit. But I really think it is important. Like, I had one woman say to me one time, she was telling me about a past relationship, and she said he was a trying man, and I was just like, well, that's nice. I'm a doing man.
Trying?
Okay.
Trying.
What's a trying man?
He's trying.
He was
to
trying
figure it
real
out. He's trying to
hard.
get it
And I get it. I don't want to dismiss that. I'm being an asshole, but like, I wasn't always there. I wasn't always where I am now. I had to work there, so. I had to, work to where I'm at now. So it's when you meet somebody, and to your point, if you see that they really are trying to get there, I see what she's saying, but
still, trying is very different from doing.
That's my point.
So that's what I'm asking. Like, what's a trying man? Like, you can't.
Right. Even if you don't have it, you should be doing. Meaning, go do it.
Go do something.
What are you trying to do that you're not actually getting to do?
There you go.
Yeah.
So we think the same way.
If you're trying, you're not doing.
That toxic masculinity.
No. I'm talking about.
I agree though.
Even
I agree.
even if you are not being the head provider, and even if what you're doing is going to school. Or even if what you're doing,
if what you're doing doesn't have a big income to it, as long as you're doing something,
you gotta be doing it.
Yeah, like, how do you try?
What is a trying man?
Because a video game shouldn't even.
I'm like, either you doing it or you ain't.
That's my point, Lisa. That's my point. Try.
A trying.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.